All right, welcome back, everybody, to the PvZ2 Reflourished ELM guide. Today, we'll be taking a look at the wave section, and we're going to be creating some waves. So let's get started here. The first thing that we need to note is the game version or the game that you're using. So the default is vanilla, and it is set to version 11.5. There's other versions you can pick, but for our purposes, we're going to go here and we're going to select Reflourished or RFL. There are other mods that you can use here, such as Alternate Universe, Eclipse, and Grind 1000. But for now, we're going to pick Reflourished. So you click that, and it's going to change the version of your ELM to that specific mod. What this does is that it gives you pretty much all the features and code names of the mod that you selected. So that way you don't run into issues. And there we go. Okay, it's ready. So it is now RFL version 1.2.3. It has not been updated to version 1.3, and that is why we'll be using the public codenames list if we want to find a codename that isn't in ELM. So let's get started here with this section here. So first we have the level name. Level name is just whatever you want to call the name. Let's just call it ELM Guide Level 1. And then put our name there. This has a character limit. I don't remember or know what the limit actually is. But generally your levels won't have like super long elaborate names. You should be fine. Description is what shows up at the bottom of the level when you're loading into the choose your seats. This can be like any of the player trip messages or Piñata party messages, or you can just make your own. Let's say something like, I don't know, hello world, the very generic tutorial string. Music, you can choose whatever music you want to use, normal, ultimate battle, demonstration minigame, or the Zero Ball themes. Let's pick like, I don't know, demonstration minigame sounds fun. Stage, you can pick whatever stage you want to use. There are a ton of them here, like a ton. Just pick whatever world you want to use or whatever holiday you want to use. Let's just keep it a modern day for now. Modern day stage sounds good. And then the mowers, you can pick whatever mowers you want. They'll be replaced in the level. So like let's do the Jurassic Marsh mowers. Falling sun, you can turn this on or off. It's self-explanatory. It controls whether sun falls on your level or not. And now we get to the two very important settings here. Flag interval and the point guide. So let's go over the flag interval first because that's pretty easy. So as you can see, it is currently set to 8. And if we go from wave 1 to 8 in the ELM sheet, you're going to see that it says here that it's a flag wave. The flag interval basically determines how many waves does it take to get to a flag wave. And this can be changed to whatever value you want. It can be like, for example, 4, and then the flag is going to be changed up here. And then 4 waves from there is going to be another flag. Let's do something like 6, something very simple. Very basic wave structure here for 12 flags, for example. Depending on how many waves you fill out here is how many waves and flags your level is going to have. Generally, you want to keep it to the flag interval that you set. So if you set it to 12, a flag interval of 6, you're going to want to fill out 12 waves if you want to make a 2 flag level, or 18 if you want to do a 3 flag level. Or let's say you're doing a pennies challenge, you can set it to flag interval 10, and then every 10 waves is going to be a flag. And then you just fill out the waves up until like the 5th flag or wave 50. If you set it to less than the flag interval and your level doesn't end in a flag, it's going to glitch out the wave bar progression. So you don't want to do that. You should try to fill out all your waves if possible, depending on the flags that you want to do. Now the point guide. The point guide is probably one of the most obvious new level maker traps in this entire program. So let's read what it says here. This is used to ensure your level stays close to a curve. And then if we go down here, the following this guide strictly is not recommended. Why is that? Well, we can see that how the formula works is that the first wave is going to have a value of like 1, for example. And then it's going to add the points that you give it here. Let's give an example. Let's say our first wave is going to have 2 points. And then the increment plus is going to be, I don't know, 0.5. Or let's just keep it simple, let's do 1. So 2 plus 1, and that means that the first wave is going to have 0 points, then the next wave is going to have 3, then 4, then 5, because it is increasing in increments of 1. See, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. If we add, say, an extra plus and do 10, for example, this variable here, this plus 10, is going to add 10 points to the flag wave, and only the flag waves. And every point from then on is going to add plus 10 for every flag. Does that sound complicated? Because it is. Generally, the point guide, you just don't want to be using it as like a strict guideline or rule to making levels, because it's going to create a very straightforward level where nothing really fluctuates. But again, that's definitely more of a level design issue than a ELM use issue. So for now, let's just set our point guide to like 2 plus 1 plus 5 or something. So it's going to start at 2 points. It's going to increment every wave plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. And then flag waves are going to be multiplied by 3, I think. And then every wave subsequently is going to add 2 extra points on top of what we already added. So now that we took a look at the point guide, let's take a look at the zombies. So every zombie has a point value, and in this case it's 1, for the cone head is 2, for the bucket head is 4. These values are actually 100, 200, and 400 in the game files, but to keep things simple, ELM simplifies them like this, dividing them by 100. It keeps things simpler this way. So what you want to do is up here, you have slots to put in zombies. And if you click on one of these slots, you can select whatever zombies available to you. You can pick pretty much whatever you want, depending on your level. Let's say, let's put in like excavator. Let's put in, this is a modern day level. What do we want to do? Let's put in arcade, because we're going to have to showcase that later. Arcade. And let's put in, like, we need a guard. We need a gargantuar. You know what? Let's put this guy in, and let's put in the gargantuar. We can just type it in to find him. Tutorial gargantuar. And then you can assign costs, and this will automatically give these zombies their point values. Or you can just change them if you want. Like, let's say, for example, I want this guy to show up. There'll be a huge threat when he shows up. Let's give him a point value of 20, for example. It's all hypothetical. This is all level design stuff. Now you can start setting up your waves. So the way this works is that every row here is represented with a number. So it's row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty simple to understand. You just add the zombie that you want. It'll be put in there. And this will give you the point cost up here. And it'll add the wave onto the wave module. Let's just keep this simple. Wave 1 tutorial, very good. Wave 2, let's do like a cone head, and that'll add the waves. You don't have to fill up all of the points in a wave. You can you can add more or less, whatever you want. You can just do whatever you want, really, as long as you keep things simple and not like, just don't be a dick, you know. Again, all of this is level design. It's really hard to talk about this stuff without bringing up level design into question. Let's say that this next wave is going to have like, I don't know, 2 basics like that. Wave 4, okay, this is going to be our first wave where we're going to have a random zombie show up. If you want to randomize where a zombie shows up, you just click this, and these will light up, and then you can just add zombies in here, and these will show up randomly. And you can see that because these are all counted, the zombie has a chance to show up anywhere. Let's say we want to add plant food. You just simply add the amount of plant food you want there. Let's do 1 here, and let's put like let's put an arcade zombie up here. 80s arcade, yeah, that looks good. And let's put a basic here. So this wave is a little more extreme. It's building up. Ooh, exciting. Okay. Now we get to the first flag wave. We can just say, okay, well, let's put a random arcade somewhere. Let's put in cone. Let's put in our beloved. And let's put in, I don't know, an extra basic there. Yeah, sure. That works. Next wave. And you just keep, well, I mean, you just keep doing this until you fill out your waves. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not really that complicated to get the hang of how putting in waves work. You filled up your entire hotbar up here. You cannot add more zombies. Well, you don't have to worry. You can just go into the level itself, into the waves themselves, and just add the zombie yourself with the code name. Like, I don't know, 80s MC. It's going to show up that it's invalid. It is not. As long as you get the code name right, you should be fine. That is why you want to have the codename list here to help you identify code names, and then you can just copy them and then paste them directly into the file. As long as they don't have any spaces or that they are correctly typed, you should be fine. You won't have any problems adding anything onto a level. Like, I don't know, let's say I want to add 10 imps into the level. Sure, let's add them. I don't have any space here. Okay, no problem. We can just put them up like here, and here, like, I don't know, here. Yeah, sure, 1 there, and then 2 more here, then 1 more there. Let's do a conga line here of them, sure. Obviously, they're not going to count the point values if you do this, because ELM doesn't recognize it as a zombie that is on the level. But that is why you want to try not to use the point guide as like a strict rule to making levels, because it's very flexible. Level design is very flexible. It doesn't really have like set rules per se. But this is not really the series to talk about that. Okay. Once you have this, once you're satisfied with your waves, you can simply just take the level code like here. Control A, Control C. Then you open a new file here. And there's your level. All the code is here. As you can see, the zombie that we added from the codename list is here. Up here it shows you all the zombies that were used. This is just a comment. You can very easily just remove that. We're gonna end the episode here. We have our level ready. We can just save it onto our device, and then we can start playing it. And we'll be doing that in the next episode. So I'll see you then.